back to the channel. It is end of September. Deer season has started in most places around the country. I'm not sure exactly on all the season dates, but I know it started here in Arkansas, a lot of other states around us. So something I want to talk about with deer season coming up is a new app that came out for your phone. Came out in the middle of September, and I think every hunter should have it in their tool bag. Hopefully you never have to actually use it. It's kind of the way I look at it as an insurance policy. But we've all been there, or if you hunt long enough and you haven't been there, you're lucky, but you'll probably be there at some point. Your target buck walks in, you put an arrow in him. When you get down, you start tracking and you lose blood, or you can't find blood, but you know you hit him, and things just don't work out your way and you never find that deer. So a really big tool that us hunters can use to help harvest our deer, recover our deer, or at least give us some kind of closure on a deer that we may have shot and put a bad shot on, is dogs. So I don't know anybody personally that tracks dogs, and I know a lot of hunters that don't know anybody that tracks dogs, so that's not necessarily an available resource to everybody. But with this new app, I think that's going to help. So real quick, I'm going to kind of show you guys this app and go over it and how to use it and what it's used for. So this is the Trakr app. This is what it's going to look like in the App Store on the iPhone. It's out for Android and all that too. So Google Play, I think, is what they use. But anyway, this is what it looks like in the App Store for the iPhone. I've already got it downloaded, so I'll hit open. And this is what it's going to look like. Homepage. Once you set up your account, it's going to ask for email address. I think you set a password, and you kind of set up your profile. I've got mine right there. So let's just start with a request. So the way this works basically is you can sign up as a hunter or as a tracker. So as a hunter, it's going to look just like this. As a tracker, I'm not exactly sure what it's going to look like, but basically whenever I hit request tracker, I'm going to fill out some information and it'll send it to this app, and this app will send out notifications to trackers in my area, and they can respond to me and say, hey, I can come help you, here's my rate, it's how much I charge, blah blah blah. But we'll go ahead and go through a field like we've shot a deer. So hit request tracker. It's going to have your location up at the top. Now it will ask you to track your location. I always do, just when I'm using the app or whatever, but up here above it's going to have your location for the tracker to know. I think you can set a certain radius, or the trackers I think get to set a certain radius on how far out they're willing to go to track a deer, so they get notifications depending on how far out you are away from them. But you get to select your land, private or public. We'll do public here. Reason for requesting a tracker, all kinds of reasons. You've got to fill out all these fields, so we'll just put lack of blood there. What did you shoot? So right now it's got deer, bear, turkey, elk, moose, wild hog, and coyote. I don't really know how many people track all those other things, just deer, probably moose up in Alaska, or elk around where there's a bunch of elk. Date the animal shot, that's today, this is the time. If you're filling this out, it's probably going to be 30, 45 minutes, maybe even an hour or two earlier. But anyway, you got all that information filled in, you hit next. Describe the shot moment, your hunting height. So we'll say I was 20 feet, 18 feet up in the tree, something like that. Shot distance, he came in, he was at 21 yards. Wow, you go all the way up to 1,000. 20 yards. Position of animal, he was quartering away. Describe the animal's reaction after the shot. And I guess you don't have to fill these out because it's giving me the red necks down here. So I'm not going to put that one in, but weapon, bow, and I'll show you that here in a minute. Pass through or non-pass through, we'll say we got to pass through, we found the blood, or we found the arrow. We got dark blood, any property lines, we'll just say no for the sake of this. It allows you to select the wound location, so we'll just put random. I think it hit the liver or maybe the stomach. Have you tracked the animal yet? obviously I'm probably going to track first. How long did you wait? We'll say we waited an hour. Total distance tracked, we went about 150 yards, gave up because we couldn't find any blood. Total number of people, including yourself, that helped track the animal. There were just 2 of us. It's usually how many we've got. It's not just one of us by ourselves. Have you made efforts to find the animal past last blood? Example, circling out past last blood, checking water sources, getting out from others, grid searching, etc. Say no. I know I've listened to some people talk about tracking dogs. Typically, the less invasive you are, the better chance they have to find it. So my opinion is always to be very cautious if you're not finding blood. And when you call a tracker, if they ask you these questions and you say no, and they say, okay, well, let's do a grid search first, then go ahead and do one. Because I mean, you can always do one after you call a tracker, but you can't go back and not do one if you've already done it. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, hit submit request. You can add pictures of, video of the shot, pictures of blood, map, anything like that. I'm not going to submit it because then I'll send it out, but that is how you start a request for a tracker. You go to history. I believe you'll have the history of every request that you've ever submitted. Updates. There'll be updates of your tracking. You get the offers from the trackers. Now we'll go over here to profile. So when I selected my weapon earlier, we had the bow that I picked. So here you can edit your equipment. You can put in your bow, what you shoot, broadheads, manufacturer bow, draw weight, arrow spine, arrow weight, knot type, broadhead type, manufacturer broadhead model, broadhead weight, and broadhead blades. You can also add firearms, so just any weapon that you might be using in the deer woods. I'll probably add my rifle whenever it gets closer to rifle season, and I'll start narrowing down exactly what I'm going to be shooting. But yeah, like I said, I really recommend this app. I think it's something you probably need to get before you go out in the woods because, especially early in the season when it's hot like this, you don't really want to waste any time trying to find a deer, especially if it died and worrying about the meat getting spoiled or anything like that. So having this app downloaded already, having an account made, will make it just that much easier to get in there and start requesting that tracker. But yeah, like I said, I saw this app came out this year and I immediately went and downloaded it. I think it's a great tool to have in the toolbox for all hunters, because like I said, hopefully you never have to use it, but I think if you hunt long enough, eventually at some point you're going to need it. So it's like an insurance policy, like I said. But like I said, this is the Trakr app, so go ahead, go download it. I think it's going to be a huge tool to have. So anyway, thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you on the next one.